Hello everyone, welcome to LICD lecture 15B. Today we are going to design a inverting symmetric Schmitt trigger. So let us start. So design an inverting Schmitt trigger with the following specification. Supply voltages is plus or minus 12. V UTP, that is upper threshold point, is or upper triggering point is plus 5 and the lower triggering point is minus 5. Now why I said first symmetric? Because of the upper threshold point and the lower threshold point values, they are exactly the same. So first of all, let us check the circuit. This is my circuit of my inverting Schmitt trigger. Input is applied to the inverting terminal and the feedback, positive feedback, is applied via this potential divider R1 and R2 to the output. This is a simple circuit of inverting Schmitt trigger. Now let us start. We know that the saturation voltage for a opamp is around 90% of VCC. So plus VSAT will be 90% of 12, that is around 10.8, and minus VSAT will be minus 10.8. So now since the UTP and LTP are symmetric, we can consider any one, either of one, that is either UTP or either LTP, and proceed. Because magnitude wise both are same, meaning the LTP will be R1 upon R1 plus R2 into minus VSAT. So that will be minus 5 into R1 upon R1 plus R2 into minus 10.8, which leads to the same thing only. So we consider V UTP as R1 upon R1 plus R2 into plus VSAT. V UTP value is 5, R1 upon R1 plus R2 into 10.8. So we get R1 upon R1 plus R2 as 0.463. You can work it out in a calculator. We cross multiply and we get R1 in terms of R2. That is R1 is 0.862 times R2. We assume the value of R2 as 10K. So the value of R1 came out to be 8.62. Now in LTspice, basically we can substitute any value, but realizably, practically, when we do that on paper, we have to take the nearest standard value. So the nearest standard value of R1 near to 8.6 is 8.2 kilo ohms. So remember, in exam or in any test, we have to select the nearest standard value. Here for simplicity, I have not done that. So here is my design circuit, very simple. We have applied R1 and R2, that's the two resistors, and V. That's what it takes to make an inverting Schmitt trigger. So R2's value is around 10 kilo ohms, R1 value is around 4.82 kilo ohms. That completes a very simple design, but we are going to study a very important concept in reflection spot. So reflection spot will switch over from one note handout to your LTspice simulation. So let us go to LTspice simulation and build the same circuit. Okay, so the entire circuit is already prepared for your study reference so that we can save some time. So this is my circuit over here. Okay, as you can see, the circuit to your left and to your right are exactly symmetric. The opamp is OP07, which is powered with plus or minus 12 volts as given in the design, and R2 value is 10K, R1 value is 8.62 kilo ohms. The input we have chosen as 10 volts peak sine wave of 100 hertz frequency. So here we have it. The time period, the dot run, we have selected as 30 milliseconds so that we can view 3 waves. So let me simulate this. Okay, so we'll add phase the input first. So this is my input, 10 volts peak, and next will be my output. So here is my output. Let us analyze this output now. So here you can see carefully, whenever input cuts the upper point, this is called as UTP. So according to our design, it should be I. Let's see how much which we are getting. So we are getting around, let me expand it. So we can use a cursor over here and place a point over here. As you can see, this value is around 5.28. So if we measure it accurately, it will be 5.25. It is coming, but it's fine. So the VUTP is 5.25, and let's say how much is VLTP. So VLTP is the input waveform cutting here on the lower side. So this value, if we can take the cursor, let me place the cursor over here. Which value is around minus 5.29, and here we are getting minus 5.2, minus 5 it should be, so very close. And let us check the plus or minus saturation values now. So let me take the cursor and place this on the top of This is VSAT. This is around 11.01, and the minus is also minus 11.01. So here the difference comes. We have assumed that plus VSAT and minus VSAT is 10.8 and minus 10.8, but in reality in LTspice we are getting it as 11 and minus 11. That's okay because opamp has different saturation levels. We have kind of guessed it's 90% of VCC, and because of these variations we are getting a slight variation over here. You see here there is a 0.2 variation, and here also there is a close to 0.2 variation, though that's absolutely fine. Now what we need to do is, let's say when this hysteresis curve is valid. So we need to vary the value of V in peak such that the hysteresis curve disappears. So let me take the value of input as 5 volts, 5 volts peak, and let me see what will happen. So when we take it as 5 volts, my output disappears. As you can see, it is either a plus VSAT or minus VSAT. So your hysteresis, so your inverting Schmitt trigger circuit will fail if my V in is less than my V LTP or V UTP peak, because V in has to cut those points. So it cannot be less than that. It cannot cut if it is less than that. So that's why the minimum input voltage at which the hysteresis curve disappears is 5 volts peak as per the design upper threshold point and the lower threshold point. And if I make it just greater than that, actually we are getting 5.2 practically. So I will make 5.3. This will work. This should work. Yeah, here it is. You see, it's coming all right. Now to view the hysteresis curve, right click over here. Instead of time, we give it V in. So here is my hysteresis curve as you are seeing over here. See, the tail is missing slightly because we have just applied V in close to VUTP. Now if I increase this to 10 volts or let's say 12 volts, the tail will slightly increase. What I mean to say is this part, this tail. This is called as the tail over here on the positive side, on the negative side. So this will go on increasing as we go on increasing the value of V in. So this is my hysteresis curve for my design circuit for symmetric Schmitt trigger, inverting Schmitt trigger, and we are getting close to plus 5 and minus 5. So that works very well. And this is the proof of it. So this is my circuit in LTspice schematic, and this is my output hysteresis curve, V in versus V out. Okay. Now let us understand one thing, that inverting Schmitt trigger with asymmetric hysteresis. Now right now whatever we observed over here, this is symmetric hysteresis. As you can see, it is symmetric about 0. To the right or the left is the same. But we can have asymmetric also. So in asymmetric hysteresis, okay, so in symmetric hysteresis curve, the VUTP and LTV points are same, and we can convert it into asymmetric. This is not a practical solution, but it is good on a paper because we don't recommend to connect an extra battery. So we can connect an extra V reference source and tie it to the R1 instead of a ground. So what it will do is, by adding this external reference voltage, it will shift the hysteresis curve either to the left or to the right. So a positive value of V reference will shift the hysteresis to the right. That means VUTP will be greater than VLTP. And if I add a negative V reference over here, it will shift the hysteresis curve to the left. Okay. This is not a practical solution. Practical solution we will discuss next time. But on paper, this is good. Okay. So we can design an inverting Schmitt trigger with asymmetric hysteresis also in this fashion by adding an extra external reference voltage. I think that's it for this lecture. We have reached our objective of designing and inverting Schmitt trigger. Next time we'll see asymmetric Schmitt trigger, inverting Schmitt trigger design. Until then, have a good day and thank you.